With that, I would personally like to thank everybody one more time, all of our vendors, all of our sponsors, the committee that put this all together, which I'm a part of, a little part, but Rob Rudolph in particular. I personally would like to thank him. He relocated a few months ago to Florida, but continued to work and be the chairman of this committee and flew up to be here. So Rob, thank you so much for your help, your support. I think I've covered everything. I want to thank you for the respect you guys all paid me when I came into the classes. So the instructors, thank you. But thank you to all the attendees for being here and supporting this great organization. And with that, give you our president, Christine Marzano.
Thank you, Brian, and I would also like to let everyone know how instrumental Brian was, and he's done all the emceeing and how much it's appreciated. Brian, thank you very much for all of that. So we're going to go ahead and get started, call this meeting to order. As soon as I can get this microphone in, there we go. And I'm going to start by reading our antitrust statement. We are here to discuss and act on matters relating to the business of the New Jersey Electronic Security Association, and not to discuss or pursue the business interests of individual companies. We should proceed with caution and alertness towards the requirements and prohibitions of federal and state antitrust laws. We should not engage in discussions, either at this meeting or in private conversations, of individual company plans or contemplated activities. We should concern ourselves with the business of the New Jersey Electronic Security Association as set forth in the agenda of this meeting. So if we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. At this time, I would also like for us to take a moment of silence for any of our colleagues that may have passed throughout this last year. One I know in particular, Bob Boyer. He served on the DCA Advisory Committee and was an AFAA member. So if we could just take a moment and to contemplate the lives of the people that were a part of our industry. And thank you. Thank you very much for that. We're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to begin with, let's see here, our, let's see, Christine? Where's Christine? Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and I'm very proud to say that this year we are celebrating our 50th anniversary, and that is a huge accomplishment, and I think that is just absolutely fantastic. We also have a few events that are coming up that I would like to let everybody know about. If you can, come on out and support the NJESA PAC Fund. We're going to be holding an event this year, again in April, at Top Golf. We had one last year. It was our first ever, and it was well attended and a great event. So if you can make it out, please put it on your calendar. We'd love to have you there. We also have our spring clay shoot coming up June the 6th. Save the date. It's a morning session at 9 a.m. at Pine Valley Gun Club. That's not a guaranteed location, I was just told, but if you could pencil it in, we will send out information with the exact location. Our golf outing, great event, and I know a lot of you attend, and it's another project that our committee really spends a lot of time on, and it's an excellent event. So please save the date, June 18th We'd love to see you, and we also, ISC East is one of the sponsors of that event, so we thank them very much for supporting us. Our holiday event is already scheduled for December. We have our 50th anniversary gala honoring the past presidents and pioneers of our association. If you know of anybody who's been in the industry for a long time, anybody that maybe mentored you, that you look up to, that you would like to see honored at this event, please let us know. We are actively looking for people. It's going to be an amazing event, again, in association with our 50th anniversary, and that's going to be held in October. Our holiday charity event, again, last December, no, well, actually it was at the end of November, we had an outstanding turnout. We were able to raise money for the New York Fire Department Burn Center for the children. This year, our event is scheduled for Friday, December the 6th. So if you can attend, please mark that down too. We would love to have you. These are great events, and our events are typically very well attended, and there's usually a very good cause associated with them. So if you're able to come on out, we'd love to have you. Going to take a moment again to thank our diamond sponsors, COPS Monitoring and ISC East. Thank you so very much for your support. We couldn't do it without you. And many, many thanks to our gold sponsors, being Security America Risk Retention Group, Kwikset, and A-Phone. This is our list of new members so far this year. Pretty impressive list. If you see any of these people, please welcome them. We are so happy to have them as a part of the association, regular members and associate members. So it's incredible. Thank you all very much. And we do hope to see that grow throughout this year. Our membership keeps increasing, and we're so happy to see that. So welcome to all our new members. Now for our first raffle. This is going to be a $250 gift card, Superior Security Systems. Anybody here? Okay, well, we'll get their card and make sure that they receive that. And at this time, I'm going to ask that Casey Guagenti, our treasurer, please come up and give us the budget report. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam President, board members, and members. I'm here to report on the NJESA budget for 2019, all of which is at your table. And I'm proud to say that the financial position of the association is in outstanding shape and outstanding order. And with that, what I'd like to do is have a vote to pass a motion to pass the 2019 budget. Okay, it's passed. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Casey. And now that we have our budget taken care of, I would like to address you and let you know what's been going on with your association over this past year that has gone so quickly. It's honestly my honor and my pleasure to have each and every one of you here with us today, and this symposium is truly an amazing event. I've watched the hard work and dedication that goes into the months of planning, and I hold all of the people who help make this event what it is in the highest regard. I also want to convey the same respect and gratitude to you, our membership. I am humbled to serve as the president of such an outstanding organization. And as I contemplated my presentation and what I wanted to say to you today, I sat back and I reflected on my 22 years in this industry. And I know that pales in comparison to some of the seasoned veterans we have out here today. But for me, it's been a very rewarding 22 years. I started my career with a mid-sized security and fire integrator in Westchester County, New York. From there, I moved into distribution, and from there, I've transitioned into the manufacturer side of the business. I have had the opportunity to experience everyone's joy as well as everyone's pain. And I do know that we all experience pain to some level. I noticed one thing that remained a constant throughout my career, and that one thing is change. As the years have progressed, the change seems to come around more quickly and sometimes even rather unexpectedly. We have watched the good old POTS lines as they go away and disappear, and communication has transitioned into cellular, wireless, and Ethernet. What isn't attached to a network these days? We have seen countless mergers and acquisitions that occur at almost every level of this industry. We are always on the lookout for changes in legislation. How about changes in the demographics of our end user? Who is the end user now? How do they shop? Where is their attention? These changes have affected how we go to market and how we have to market ourselves. Who is our competition anymore? And is that even clear to us? So I ask, how do we remain relevant in this ever-changing, ever-morphing industry? What steps should we be taking to remain ahead of the curve, and how can your association help you? Let's take a look at the network question. Almost every day, systems are being installed on the end user's network. So who installed the network? Chances are that whoever installed that network is kind of in charge of what gets put on it. So my suggestion is, if you own the network, you own the job. So let's make sure that you own the network. Changes in legislation can throw an industry into a tailspin. The NJESA recently sent out a call to action with regard to New Jersey Assembly Bill A3666. This act concerns all New Jersey public works contractors. Our legislative committee recently called an informational meeting February the 26th, and I am so happy to say we had about 100 people in attendance for that meeting. It was put together for informational purposes, and we have to think about how are we going to combat and how are we going to address these changes. Let's take a look at the end user. The US population is aging out. The baby boomer generation is now anywhere from 55 to 75 years old. The end user is changing. They're much younger and they're very tech savvy. Where is their attention and how do they do business? Their attention is on their mobile device, and the majority of their business is conducted over the internet. This should be changing how we go to market. The new end user is not looking at yellow page ads, print media advertisements, or even billboards. They're looking at social media, and that's how they're doing their shopping. Does your business have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter account? That's something you might want to look into. And as the population ages out, we also have another dilemma, and that is our diminishing workforce. How many of you have been looking for qualified employees to no avail? And again, these are questions that we have to ask ourselves. How many of these young people even know about our industry, know that we exist? And this is an industry that we should all be very proud to be a part in. We protect life and property. So again, these answers aren't always clear and they aren't always obvious, but these are things that we have to look at. These are things that are changing and always evolving. The NJESA is familiar with the changing climate in our industry, and it's our vision to serve as the industry resource for our membership. The NJESA is your voice to promote professionalism, ethics, and technical expertise of the electronic life safety security and other related industries in the state of New Jersey. We offer up-to-date education and training on this ever-changing technology. We provide an abundance of CEU classes offered by product manufacturers, many of them being our associate members. To make the pot even sweeter, there are free 2-hour CEU courses offered prior to all of our regional membership meetings. We have a comprehensive list of course offerings, and if you feel that we're missing something, just let us know. We're happy to try and accommodate you, the member, in any way that we can. Your association is currently taking action to help solve the diminishing workforce crisis, and we've been working for at least a year to establish a statewide program that not only brings awareness of our industry to our high school age students, but to offer a program that will train them the way that you want them trained. This will be an added benefit that only our membership can participate in and utilize. And I have to give special thanks to Bill Ackerman and Jerry Duffy for all the hard work and dedication they've put into launching this program for the association. Each and every one of you should be extremely proud to work in such an outstanding industry. And NJESA is here to help. Where do I even begin with the legislative changes, especially when they are to our detriment? I have great confidence in the fact that I can say we have the very best legislative committee ever assembled. These men give their time and their energy freely to ensure that the livelihood of our membership is protected in the utmost respect. Jerry Duffy, Casey Guagenti, and Joe Chaffee Jr. have done more than an outstanding job staying on top of the legislation that rolls in from Trenton. We have a great partner in Princeton Public Affairs Group who serves as our state lobbyist. A special thank you to Sam Weinstein, who helps us keep current and communicates with us on a regular basis. I am also proud to say that this year, the NJESA has established a PAC fund, and I will reiterate that we held our first PAC event last April at Topgolf in Edison, and it was truly an awesome event. In light of the recently passed A3666 legislation, we continue to see donations to our PAC fund pour in. If you have not already donated to our PAC fund, I ask that you please do. Every dollar counts and is used solely to the benefit of our membership. I'm also very proud that this association is a part of Mission 500. You may have seen them out by the registration desk. Yesterday, several members put together backpacks for the children. It is a fine organization. Ken Gould has worked with us and has been an instrumental factor as far as Mission 500 goes. This afternoon at 2 o'clock, we are going over to a school here in Atlantic City, and the children in that school are going to be filling backpacks for other needy children. And it is just a fantastic, fantastic organization. And Ken, thank you so very much for involving NJESA. So change is inevitable and constant. We either get on board and stay ahead of the curve, or we fall behind and become irrelevant. I am passionate about our industry and passionate about our association and what it stands for. Our board of directors is the cream of the crop, and nothing could be or would be done without their hard work and dedication to making it happen. I would also be remiss in not mentioning Christine Higgins, our executive director. She is amazing, and she's my right hand, her and Sunita, and I can't thank them enough for all of their hard work. I'm so very proud of all of them, and I feel so honored to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. I ask that all of you find a way to be aligned with this outstanding organization and unite with us to make this industry the best that it can be. As a member of NJESA, you are united and one with your association. Again, in October of this year, we're going to be celebrating 50 years of service to our membership, and that's quite an accomplishment. We have so much to be proud of. In conclusion, I ask that you contemplate the changes that you've seen throughout your career, and please contemplate the changes that I've brought into your awareness today. Let's make it our goal to rise above these challenges together, and thank you. And at this time, I am so pleased to introduce not only a member of NJESA and who's served this association for so many years and is such a supporter, the president of our national association, the ESA, Mr. Chris Mosley.
Good afternoon, everybody.
As the largest and longest-standing association serving the electronic security and life safety industry, being a member of ESA is pretty powerful. Here's how you can be more involved, more strategic, and more profitable in 8 steps. Submit your application to become a member of ESA. If approved, utilize the ESA logo. Since members adhere to a strict code of ethics and standards of excellence, we drive consumers each and every day through our B2B brands to our qualified electronic security and life safety installers and monitoring professionals. Start training, developing, and excelling your staff. ESA's National Training School is the most widely recognized by regulators who license companies in our space. Take classes and get certified in person or online. Get involved in the industry by volunteering or attending our national events. You'll become better connected and supported. ESA even has professional groups for rising leaders and executive managers. Start saving. Watching your bottom line can be just as important as the top. Our savings programs for members help them save on products and services they're already buying. You'll just have access to better rates. Be smart about your risk. ESA's insurance arm, Security America, can get you industry-specific coverage on umbrella, E&O, commercial auto, workers' comp, cyber liability policies, and more. And as a member, you'll secure exclusive rates. Dig into the resources now at your fingertips. ESA offers state licensing guides for easy access on finding updates on licensing. Our recruiting center can help you access qualified talent, and our industry-specific coaching programs can help you excel. Soak in the intrinsic value. We are the voice of the industry. Are you doing something great at your company but don't have the PR bandwidth to get the word out? We have you covered. ESA also has your back on the Hill and in workforce development efforts across the nation to bring qualified candidates to our market. Once you're an ESA member, you can rest easy. This is the power of membership.
Again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, President Christine Marzano, Executive Director Christine Higgins, and the New Jersey Electronic Security Association members for allowing me to speak this afternoon. I would also like and congratulate NJESA on this fabulous event and our 50th anniversary. A real milestone for most of us in this room. My name is Chris Mosley, and I'm deeply honored and humbled to serve as the Electronic Security Association's 43rd president. Let me begin by also expressing my thanks to all of you here today. We wouldn't be able to achieve all we've accomplished at ESA without your tireless work and membership. As the 43rd president, I follow a large group of successful volunteer leaders that has left ESA and the industry stronger, more inclusive, and better prepared for the future. For those who don't know me, I'm the founder and president of an independent alarm company, like most of you here today. And early in my career, I found the value in aligning myself with a reputable trade association. I've utilized all aspects of membership since 1985 and have served as the president of the NJESA in 2002-2003. ESA has come a long way, celebrating 70 years since it was started. Today we have strength in numbers. Over 500,000 industry professionals are employed by ESA members. That's a number. More than 34 million residential commercial clients are served by ESA members. We currently have 30 chapters representing our members, and we hope to grow that underneath my leadership. At ESA, we realize that times are changing, and in an effort to be relevant, we must keep the following in mind. ESA is engaging. We owe it to our industry, to each other, to become engaged with our association. It is only through this collective grouping that we have the powerful voice of the industry together. We can make great things happen. So I urge you to become involved, to allow your rising leaders to engage. The success of our rising leaders is key to this industry's growth. We need new blood. We need volunteers that can offer expertise on committee or task force work. We need fresh ideas and new perspectives. We will all benefit from engaging in our association. ESA is growing. The growth of this association is our #1 priority. We have power in numbers. All ESA assets are set up for success for all members of this association. ESA is ever present. It is important that ESA is the credible, relevant resource for all things in the electronic security and life safety industry. We continue to see spikes in mass media impressions. Outlets like Good Morning America, USA Today, The Wall Street Journal, and CNN have secured ESA as an expert resource. With your state's involvement and leadership, we can assure great success. ESA is rewarding. The time you spend volunteering and participating in association events should be worthwhile, like this one. We must continue to ensure we have the best and brightest minds on our team. Enroll someone from your company in the professional groups that ESA has to offer. I'm sure you will see great results. ESA is resourceful. As a non-for-profit organization, we have a tall order. We must do more with less. Our ESA staff members must wear many hats. We must support them the best way we can. Our business is all about building yours. Membership dollars are put to great use, allowing for all programs to have their most powerful impact. Please visit esaweb.org to review all that ESA has to offer. So one of our biggest challenges in the industry today, and we've been talking about it, Christine Marzano just referenced it here in the opening speech, is the people challenge. Help. We need help. Our companies can't grow with the right help. We can't grow the industry without the right help. It is a major problem not only here in New Jersey, but across the country and in other industries as well. So one of our biggest challenges is the labor force now and in the future. So if you look at this slide, there's some pretty interesting information about the skilled labor shortage that we're experiencing. So the skilled labor shortage is reaching a critical point. We see climbing demand for skilled labor and shortfalls in applicant pools. Nobody's applying for our positions. Today, 600,000 skilled jobs are going unfilled, and by 2020, 10 million new skilled workers will be needed. Why? 60 million baby boomers will retire in 2030. The reality? Wage pressure will continue to rise with increased competition and inflation. ESA objectives. Outreach to schools to increase awareness of security industry, high schools, vocational schools, colleges, trade schools. We're going to research the industry's workforce development challenges and solutions. We're going to continuing education programs to help those already in the industry stay current with rapidly evolving technologies. We're going to stay current with all this training that we provide here in this state and other states. Elevate the industry and awareness of mass media. The Industry Initiative, ESA, is teaming up with SEIA on a united initiative to impact our potential employees for today and tomorrow, and elevate our industry as one choice for job seekers. We want them to come to our industry to look for work. This is a problem everywhere I go in the country. The labor force. You look in this room, you know, probably, I don't know, 20% are younger people here, and we're all getting kind of old. So we want to continue to grow this industry, which is a great industry. We all make our living here. We need to really focus on the workforce development. Just a couple upcoming events. We have the day before ISC West. Consider playing golf at the Arif Golf Classic to help raise money for the Workforce Development Initiative. This initiative is going to take some money. ESX will be in Indianapolis June 3rd through the 6th this year, a brand new venue for this event. I hope to see you all there. Okay, thank you for letting me speak today. In closing, the challenges are great, but the opportunities are even greater. As the industry evolves and technology changes, it is important that you are involved with the largest industry trade association representing the electronic security industry. Please visit esaweb.org for all current information and upcoming events. Thank you for participating in your association. Thank you very much for having me here today. I'd like to welcome Stan Martin from SEAC to the stage. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. It's been a while since I've been to New Jersey. It's great to see a crowd, and congratulations on your 50th anniversary. SEAC, Security Industry Alarm Coalition. This is interactive, at least this part. I need to know how many of you have ever heard of us or know what we do. If you know what we do and have heard of us, raise your hand. I'm not expecting a lot of hands, but there's a few. Great. That's the reason I'm here. We were formed 15 years ago to represent your interests as a sister association to ESA, to law enforcement. Yeah, our group is a trade association. We don't have any membership, we don't have any dues, but we are out there every day working with law enforcement at the national level and state level. In fact, you may not even know it, but in the last 2 years, we have been actively engaged in with the New Jersey Chiefs through ICP, and we hope this year to actually have what we call an alarm management committee set up in New Jersey, where your state association will sit at a table with chiefs. So this is what we do every day. We work on alarm ordinances. We've got a model ordinance that we promote that is well balanced to help you continue to do what you do and make money. But we also work to change provisions in ordinances that are bad for you. How many of you know about, this is the second question, how many of you know about Sandy Springs, Georgia? a few. Okay, everybody pay attention. This is probably the single greatest threat to your business that we've seen in 30 years. Imagine an ordinance that actually passed in Sandy Springs that takes all customer fines and they mail the bill to you, the alarm company, for payment. Whether you collect it or not doesn't make any difference to them, because their feeling is you are responsible for every customer fine that comes in, and you have to pay it. You go, big deal, you know, we know how to handle those type people, we just won't pay it. In the city of Sandy Springs, if you fail to pay any single invoice, they stop responding to all of your customers. I've got to tell you, this is the ugliest ordinance that I believe I've ever seen in my 40 years in this business. And I used to be a dealer just like you all. We filed a federal lawsuit nearly a year ago, and about 40 days ago, a federal judge, you're going to find this incredible. We all know who causes false alarms, right? The customers. A federal judge agreed with the city of Sandy Springs on a motion for summary dismissal, and wrote in her opinion that, well, it's obvious the alarm industry causes these false alarms, and yeah, this, you know, I don't see a reason to continue to move this to trial, and ruled to dismiss the motion. Unbelievable. And there were a lot of other technicalities in there, nothing that we did wrong, it just them doing a good job of convincing a federal judge that we're the problem, not the customers. Now, we have filed an appeal. In fact, that happened earlier this week, and we hope to prevail to the 11th Appellate Court. But if this ordinance stands and we don't get this appellate court to overrule and give us our day in court, we could expect to see similar type ordinances around the country. Now, you got to know that nobody in Georgia ever expected something like this. In fact, we've got a great relationship with law enforcement there. But it happened anyway. And the chief in Sandy Springs, you got to know, this chief is unbelievable. He declared at the Georgia Chiefs Association last month that he is going to make this his legacy by trying to spread this around the country as quickly as he can. He really dislikes the alarm industry. He doesn't have any appreciation for what we do. And it's really disturbing to hear him speak on this subject. SEAC is here to represent your interests. We're the only folks out there every day in front of law enforcement, watching ordinances, getting ordinances changed, promoting good ordinance to help you and help you, keep your profits and not have to pay these customer fines or other onerous provisions we see. The second reason I'm here today, other than let you know about this threat, is that we need financial support. As I said, we don't have membership dues, we don't sell any services, we are free to law enforcement, and we're changing thousands of ordinances around the country all the time to your benefit. But we need donations, and we would ask you to go to our website, seacinc.org. I don't think we've got a slide on that, or we'll get the association to send something out to you. But there's not a single dealer in here that doesn't benefit from what we do. And, I hope that we never see this type of similar ordinance in New Jersey. And I give you my promise, as an organization, we're going to do everything we can to be sure it doesn't get out of Georgia. I appreciate the time today, the New Jersey Association, the leadership. I appreciate the support we get from many of the member companies. Please, take a moment, go to our website, make a donation, or if I'm here for a few minutes, you can come up and throw me your credit card and I'll process it on the spot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Mosley, and Stan, thank you so much for making the time to take the trip here today and speak with us. We truly appreciate your presence. At this time, I would like to introduce Sam Weinstein. He is our representative that we work very closely with from Princeton Public Affairs Group, and he's going to go ahead and address you and let you know what's going on. Sam?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Awesome. So my name is Sam Weinstein. I'm with Princeton Public Affairs Group. So on behalf of my colleagues at Princeton Public Affairs Group, we just wanted to start off by saying thank you for giving us the opportunity to address you this year and represent you guys down in Trenton each and every day. And I also wanted to take time to congratulate Christine and the entire symposium committee on putting on a great symposium these past 3 days. So if we could all give them a round of applause. As Christine just indicated, we continue to work and monitor legislation of interest to the association and engage legislators on behalf of the association. Over the past year, we've worked very closely with Jerry Duffy, Joe Chiaffi, and the entire legislative committee on a couple of different matters, and most recently the Public Works Contractors bills, and we continue to work to rectify the association's concerns on that bill. But I'm going to touch more holistically on a 30,000-foot view from Trenton. So the legislative year begins kind of in January when Governor Phil Murphy delivers his State of the State address. And in the State of the State address, the governor outlines his priorities for the upcoming year to the chambers of the State Assembly and the State Senate. And those chambers remain largely the same as they did last time I addressed you. The State Senate is led by Senate President Stephen Sweeney, who's a Democrat from Gloucester County. On the Republican side of the aisle, the Senate Minority Leader still remains Tom Kean Jr., who is the son of former Governor Tom Kean. And on the Assembly side, the Assembly Speaker is still Craig Coughlin, who's a Democrat from Middlesex County, and he is his counterpart in the Assembly is Assemblyman John Bramnick. The Democrats still maintain firm control of both houses of the legislature, and with the Assembly up this year, it appears that they will also be able to maintain and possibly pick up a few seats in Republican-held districts. But with that being said, Governor Murphy, earlier this week, the State of the State address kind of begins the legislative process. He outlines a couple of his priorities for the year. In that State of the State address, he outlined a couple of priorities, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour. That bill was passed and signed on January 31st of this year. He also spoke about the importance of expanding the earned sick leave program in the state, and that was also passed earlier this year. And he has a couple more priorities that he touched upon in the budget, and some of those, just to highlight real quick, are the legalization of marijuana for recreational use. I see a couple claps in the back. He also is working on improving water infrastructure, growing the middle class, and making New Jersey a stronger and more sustainable state in terms of the investments we make in our infrastructure. But most recently on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, March 5th, Governor Murphy delivered his second second budget address before a joint session of the legislature. During the address, Governor Murphy outlined his $38.6 billion budget for this upcoming year, which represents a $1.2 billion increase over last year. And according to Governor Murphy, his budget will be balanced and be able to be passed, which is required by the state constitution by June 30th of this year, where the government goes into a shutdown, kind of like what we just had in DC. But the budget will be balanced by a reduction in the threshold of the millionaire's tax from $5 million to $1 million. Last year, I don't know if you guys followed the budget negotiations in battle, but they agreed on a millionaire tax of a rate of 10.75% for any individuals earning $5 million or more. So Governor Murphy's first proposal is to reduce that rate from 5 million income earners of 5 million to 1 million, as well as he's hoping to achieve nearly $800 million of savings through changes in the public employee benefit system. During the address, Governor Murphy indicated that his budget was built on 4 elements, and if you don't mind, I'm going to read them exactly so I don't mess anything up. So the first element is doing the hard work to realize over $1.1 billion in sustainable savings. The second is stabilizing New Jersey's credit worthiness through responsible fiscal stewardship. If you guys remember the 8 years of Governor Chris Christie, his legacy was kind of marred by repeated credit downgrades in the state, and Governor Murphy is attempting to raise New Jersey's bond rating up again. His third element was maintaining and growing investments in education, infrastructure, and an innovation-driven economy that will reach all neighborhoods. And his final is ensuring tax fairness for the middle class. And during the budget address, Governor Murphy highlighted a couple of other priorities that he touched on also in his State of the State address, and funding increases. And one of those is increasing funding and access to free pre-K, beginning the process of putting New Jersey on a path to have a tuition-free community college system. And the last one of those priorities would be to grow investments in New Jersey Transit by nearly $100 million. But late last year, the budget process kind of kicks off a 3-month negotiation process, as we refer to it down in Trenton as silly season, where the leaders of the legislature and Governor Murphy will posture themselves back and forth and attempt to negotiate before a final budget comes out. But late last year, as I indicated, Senate President Sweeney and Assembly Speaker Coughlin indicated that they were not on board with any new tax proposals. So essentially, the millionaire's tax rate decrease essentially is dead upon arrival, and Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin said as much in his response to Governor Murphy's budget address. But as I said, the governor's budget address marks, a 3-month negotiation process, and with the fiscal year ending on June 30th and the legislature being required to pass a balanced budget, we have to see what will come out and how the negotiations go from there. But given that the governor can line item veto any spending, it is conceivable that the budget will pass before June 30th, unless the legislature does not want to give Governor Murphy any concessions. So with that, I really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to address you once again, and I'll be here if you guys want to ask any questions. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sam. Okay, so we've all spent 3 days here at this amazing symposium, and I really want to take a moment to thank all those people involved. There is so much work that goes into this, and when I call your name, if you could please come up. Mr. Rob Rudolph, who is the chair of this committee. Oh, Rob, I want to say a few words about Rob. Rob moved away and still continued to help us. He came up here to be a part of the event, and he's agreed to continue to help us next year. He's been instrumental, and I can't even begin to express the gratitude and appreciation, Rob. Thank you, and I'm so glad you're going to be helping us again next year.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing man, amazing job. Mr. Bill Ackerman, Brian Aronofsky, Sunita Arney, Joe Chaffee, Ken Gould, Chris Hummel, Larry Little, Darren Michael, and Ken Nelson. Let's give them all a round of applause. Great job, guys. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. And now we're going to move into the fun part, which is our 2018 awards. These awards are, we have them in 2 categories. We have those who have gone above and beyond, and that is really above and beyond. They have taken so much of their time and given so much of their effort to help in different areas. We honor our regular members, we honor board of directors, and we honor our associates. And I am very happy to be able to give these awards today. We also have a category of true professional, and it's exactly what it states. It is a true professional of this industry who continues to support our association and again, give their time and effort to us. And then we have a couple of special recognitions that will also speak for themselves. So, this award I am so happy to present. This is a family-owned business established in 1964. They have been a part of this association, I would have to say, pretty much from the beginning, have always been more than supportive, and I can't even begin to tell you how proud I am to have the honor of presenting Bergen Protective with Alarm Dealer of the Year. And Joe Chaffee Sr. is also a founding member of this association, so this is quite an honor. Our next award is for our Associate Member of the Year, and again, this year the award goes to COPS Monitoring and the team of COPS Monitoring. They have supported every event that we have had this year. It's insurmountable, and I can't thank you all enough. So if the team from COPS could come up and please accept their award. Also very pleased Heather Ferrara serves on our board. The Distinguished Public Service Award is being bestowed upon the Logan Township Police Department. Detective Frey and Investigator Taylor are here with us today to accept this award. Gentlemen here. On January 14th, their team was faced with a hostage situation at a UPS warehouse. This resulted in a 3-hour standoff where inevitably the hostages were released unharmed. All of this would not be possible without your bravery and dedication to the safety of your community. For your commitment to protecting your citizens, we unanimously agreed that you should receive this award, and we thank you so much for your courageousness. And what a pleasure it is to be able to give this award today. The Public Service Award is going to a man that we all know and love. We welcome him back. Last year's event just showed us how much he was missed and how truly important he is to this association and to this event. He's a subcode official for the Township of Red Bank, New Jersey and the surrounding areas. He's a volunteer fireman. He has been with us from day one, from the inception of the alarm license, and he's a true believer of quality education. Mr. John Drucker. Is he not here? Most likely, he's preparing for his next class, so we will make sure that John gets his award. And we're going to move into the Above and Beyond Awards. So when I call your name, if you could please come forward. I'm going to start with Mr. Bill Ackerman. Mr. Joe Chaffee. Mr. Jerry Duffy. One more, Kristen. And Mr. Chris Hummel. Okay. John McClellan. Sherwin Zing. Joe Rosado and Fred Mawson of the Rockwell Band. Thank you so much. True professional. Richard Hahn is not able to be with us today. He is in South America, and that's where he resides. But Richard has, I don't know if any of you have been to the website lately, but it's been totally revamped. Richard has done all of that for us. Richard has also helped in the growth of our newsletter. We have had 2 really amazing newsletters over the last 6 months or so, and I hope that you're all receiving them. They are loaded with information. We're also offering advertising in the newsletter, but it's really grown, it's really morphed, and the person to thank for that is Mr. Richard Hahn, and I'm sorry he can't be here today, but let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Jeffrey Zwern. And what can I say about Jeff? We all know him. He's every alphabet, or every letter of the alphabet behind his name. He is loved, he is feared, but he is a great supporter of this association and has done wonderful things for us. Jeff, thank you so much. Now for the President's Award. This award is going to someone who has been a part of my career, somebody that I have known for 20 years. And when I became the president of this association, he has stood by me, he has mentored me. When we went to ESX, he's our ESA representative, and went through everything with me. Whenever we have an event, he's on the phone, he's getting everybody, he's filling the rooms for us, and he's always bringing us new regular members, new associate members, and I can't thank him enough. There's more, I'm sure, but I'd like to present the President's Award to Mr. Ken Gould. This is a special award that I put together this year. It's special recognition. Christine, she is really on top of everything. She helps me out tremendously, her and Sunita. They're always there. Everything runs smoothly. I never have to be concerned about things being done or done properly. So today I would like to give a special recognition to our Executive Director, Christine Higgins. So at this time, I'd like to ask Mike Revness to come forward. He's our legal counsel. We're going to have a swearing in of the Board of Directors. And when I call your name, if you could please come up for the swearing in. Kenny Gould, President-elect. Vice President of the North, Darren Michael. Secretary of the North, Dwayne Wareheim. Vice President Central, Brian Aronofsky. Secretary Central, Joe Rosato. Vice President South, Chris Hummel. Secretary South, Greg Overholt. Treasurer, Casey Guagenti. Immediate Past President, Jerry Duffy. ESA Representative, Ken Gould. And the directors, Bill Ackerman, Joe Chaffee, Heather Ferrara, Greg Grodsky, Jamie Kurth, Joe Korzakowski, Larry Little, Chris Mosley, Ken Nelson, Peter Raymond, and Rob Rudolph. Where's Mike? I don't know. Mike is not here at the moment, so we will get them sworn in later. But for now, I would like you all to meet them and please welcome them. They do an amazing job.
And now we're going to do another gift card for early registration for the online registration. If you registered online before, no, just any registration online. Okay. $250. Hold on, we got a couple stuck here. There we are. Joseph Huber. Joe, you around? Okay. We'll find him. You don't have to be present, but if anyone sees him, point him our way.
Brian said they had to be present. No, Christine.
Okay. We're going to make another draw. Michael Rivera. Michael, was that you raising your hand? Come on up. Come on up. Congratulations, $250.
Registration pays off. Okay. In closing, I want to thank everyone for being here for the last 3 days. I want to thank everyone for attending lunch today and listening to our presenters. We have an amazing industry. And again, I can't begin to say how proud I am. And I hope you have that self-pride, because you should have that self-pride. This is a great industry and an upstanding industry. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Please drive home safely. If you have suggestions or you need anything from us, please contact us. We're more than happy to do whatever we can for you, the member. Thank you so much. Motion to adjourn? And second. Okay, we're good.